Hello, welcome to the Mark Janard Show, the cybersecurity show. In this video, I'm going to break down the latest anonymous message. He has beef with Trump's supposed fascism. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We're going dark. So GlobalX, right, and Anonymous have some beef.
According to a Reuters report, a website belonging to GlobalX, the airline involved in President Trump's deportation campaign, has been hacked.
Early this month, GlobalX Airlines, which is a charter airline contracted by the U.S. government for deportation flights, particularly under President Trump's administration, was breached by hacktivists claiming affiliation with Anonymous. So the attack involved both a data breach and a website defacement, with the hackers leaking sensitive flight and passenger data and leaving a politically charged message targeting the airline's role in controversial deportations. So let's talk about the details of the attack. So the data breach, hackers accessed and exfiltrated, detailed flight records, passenger manifests, and crew information for deportation flights, including those involving, hundreds of Venezuelan migrants. Some passengers were reportedly still contesting, their deportation in court while already en route. Now, the method of entry is as goes, right? The attackers claim they found a GlobalX developers token, which allowed them, to uncover access and secret keys for the airline's AWS services, right? The cloud storage. So this gave them broad access to company data and infrastructure. The additional access, beyond stealing data, the hackers say they defaced the GlobalX website with a message referencing a federal judge's order against the deportations and mocking Trump. They sent internal messages to pilots via NavBlue, which is a flight operations tool by Airbus. They accessed the company's GitHub repository, distributed denial of service, attacks like the DDoS. Reports they also mentioned a DDoS attack that temporarily disrupted the airline's website. Now, here's the motivation and the messaging, right? So the attack was ideologically motivated, protesting the airline's involvement in U.S. government deportation operations, and specifically referencing a federal court ruling that declared the legal basis for certain deportations invalid. The defacement message stated Anonymous has decided to enforce the judge's order since you and your sycophant staff ignored lawful orders that go against your fascist plans. You lose again, Donnie. That's what the message said. So the message cited the U.S. District Judge Fernando Rodriguez's May 1st ruling, which found the use of the Alien Enemies Act for deportations unlawful. The scope and verification, the leaked data, was shared with journalists and reportedly verified by the 404 media against official ICE flight logs and court documents, confirming its authenticity. So data folders, covered flights from January 19th to May 1st, 2025, and included names, numbers, and details of both passengers and crew. The specific cases, such as the deportation of Ricardo Prada Vasquez, were highlighted in the leaks. Now, here's the aftermath and response, right? As of the latest reports, neither GlobalX nor, U.S. immigration authorities have issued an official response to the breach. The incident has raised further concerns about the cybersecurity posture of both government contractors and agencies involved in sensitive operations. Now, the key takeaways is, basically the Anonymous-led breach of GlobalX was a high-profile act of hacktivism targeting U.S. deportation operations. So the attackers exploited weak security practices to gain deep access, leak sensitive data, and publicly protest government policies, right? The incident underscores ongoing vulnerabilities in the cybersecurity defenses of organizations handling sensitive government contracts. So here's how Donald Trump can protect himself from the Anonymous group, right? So to guard against Anonymous and these similar groups, Trump or anyone, in a comparable position should consider these strategies, right? They should enhance their cybersecurity protocols, right? Employ robust network security measures, including advanced firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and regular vulnerability assessments to prevent unauthorized access. They can implement DDoS mitigation solutions to protect websites and online platforms from being overwhelmed by coordinated attacks. They can ensure all sensitive information such as social security and personal contact details is stored securely and access is restricted. They can increase network visibility. maintain comprehensive monitoring of all digital assets and network traffic to quickly detect and respond to suspicious activity. They can use data loss prevention (DLP) tools to prevent unauthorized sharing of sensitive information. They can engage law enforcement, and work closely with federal agencies like the Secret Service and FBI, which have previously investigated anonymous, attacks targeting Trump. They can report any threats or breaches promptly to facilitate rapid response and potential prosecution of perpetrators. They can control the narrative, avoid overacting publicly to provocations, as Anonymous often seeks to elicit aggressive responses for publicity and to further their objectives. They can use official channels to communicate, and clarify any misinformation that may arise from data leaks or public campaigns. They can educate staff and associates. They can train campaign staff, advisors, and family members on cybersecurity best practices, including recognizing phishing attempts and securing personal accounts. Additional considerations is, Anonymous is a decentralized group, making their actions unpredictable and sometimes inaccurate in targeting. So this unpredictability underscores the need for comprehensive ongoing security measures rather than one-time fixes, right? So while Anonymous has targeted Trump in the past, some factions with anonymous activist communities have also expressed support for his stance on free speech and opposition to censorship, which can complicate the threat landscape. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. Please take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button and like button. Once again, please take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button and like button if you like this video and you want more videos like this. I appreciate your viewership. Stay safe and see you on the next video.